The timestamp you want to mention.
Where is our hurt hen? Show us where in the pen the hen is. Prove our pictures wrong. I beg you, CFIA.
And very last, we pray for you.
We pray for you.
We pray for every one of you. But we do have video footage of 1 minute and 36 seconds after this bag is being dropped off. You go in, 1 minute and 36 seconds, this bag comes out empty. There's not enough time to tube a hen. Where is this liquid going? Is it going on the ground or is it going in our hen? We're asking for you for a picture of our hurt hen that you put through the fences with the RCMP drones that was just recovered, that just had her legs healed. Can you please show us the health of our animal? That's all we're asking. Please show us the health. We have an interim stay order. You still need to maintain the health and the welfare of our animals during this time. Please and thank you.
Once again, we're going to give the electrolytes to these guys who we know are relaying our information to you guys. Be honest with them, be honest with us, show us the picture, alleviate some concerns from here and across the world and across the country. Prove the footage that we have is inaccurate, CFIA.
Could you recap what that footage is that just came in at Ohio?
Oh, well, we have footage yesterday. Everybody's kind of knows now of the CFIA dragging a bird over by the brown building. We have them hovering over a bird that looks basically lifeless. And we have visual confirmation of the people that were able to be in the right place at the right time.
1 minute.
Experiencing that.
It doesn't take it takes longer than 1 minute and 36 seconds to tube a hen and give her some love and affection. Make sure that tube goes down. She's got to get those fluids and making sure that they're downed and rubbing her neck so that it's going into the right place. She's swallowing it. Not 1 minute and 36 seconds. So let's see if the visuals, they work. For the hay, it worked. So let's see if they'll actually be accountable for this. And let's wait to see if we can get an image of our herd hen that she's still alive and she isn't deceased.
You got nothing to hide. Show us a picture.
Show us a
really
picture.
Simple.
That's right. Thank you.
And she doesn't have the avian flu like the mainstream media was kind of
No, she
alluding
doesn't.
to.
We have a compromised health of a hen, and that compromised health of a hen is because the RCMP were flying the drones way too low. She flipped a fence twice and she hurt herself. They did not follow up with treatment for days, 2 to 3 days, because of the communication barrier between the Canadian Food and Inspection Agency acting like cowards. You know, this feels like war. And here, the only difference between this is your enemies across coming a line. They actually look at you in the eye. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency will not come to the fence, will not look at us in the eye. And that is cowardice. Look at us in the eye and you tell us that animal's doing well. You look at us in the eye. We could go back, crawl along the fence, no phones. We will be respectful, but that communication with our animals needs to be upheld. And that has not been upheld.
Not to mention, CBC, shame on you. We just seen your article you released moments ago from Ottawa, I believe it was, saying that we are being asked by the police to leave the premises. Wow. That is not the case. No. CBC, do better. Like, it is very shameful and disgusting.
It says, well, they prepare for the call that all supporters are being asked to leave, and the farm owners, and this is just not true. So again, shame on you for mainstream. You better fix your
Canadians
reporting.
deserve better than that. They deserve transparency and honesty, and that's why we have to why we have to live stream everything.
That's right.
That is why our followings are way bigger than any of your mainstream organizations combined.
And now we have jammers, but we have imagery of all the jammers at the back, so we don't know how long this mainstream footage is going to be allowed. But again, where do we live? The censorship in Canada has gotten out of control. This is the freedom to film, the freedom to see what's the truth, show the truth. The cameras got cut. Let's not forget about that. Mm-hmm. That we have footage. What are they hiding, right? What are they hiding? What are you hiding, Canadian Food Inspection Agency, that the world can't see? Because we're transparent and we are showing the truth. So
I got no problem taking the pictures of my work to verify the quality of it. And I know none of you guys do either when we're working. Right. So what's the problem here? What's the problem? You work for the taxpayers.
So let's hope. Let's watch. Let's go watch to see if we can find some footage and see if this hen is actually getting treated. Yeah.
And the treatment was electrolytes.
Electrolytes daily.
Yeah, daily. Twice a day.
James that stays in your house is having an argument with some guy down by the river.
No, not the
He says James was.
we're in the middle of this, so we can definitely talk.
So yes, I just thought we better come and tell you and stay out of it.
Thank you. I'll deal with that as well. Katie, have you met us?
We just said hi. Yeah, good to see you again. Thank you. Yeah. I tried to use this with the telescope, but the two cameras didn't work with the one lens. But still, you can see what's going on.
You know what's great is that we're really seeing, I think, a break within the RCMP are starting to see after the week that this has been in progress. There's something wrong here.
But they,
I heard your statement. Yeah. I know, and I believe that too, which is so wrong. This is wrong. What RCMP stands here is to protect the Canadian Food Inspection Agency.
Yeah.
And they made it very clear with you, didn't they?
And yeah, they are sort of the bodyguards for the CFIA. They're not here for the people. And they,
right.
I asked them about mischief done by the CFIA. They basically said, not our job.
Yeah, it's not funny how we pass jurisdiction. We just keep passing off. Yeah, nobody's above the CFIA. Nobody, the CFIA is untouchable. And there's a problem here in Canada.
The size of this operation, police-wise, they wouldn't say how many police are here.
Yeah.
One cop said 30 minimum. It's more than that. I can see 30 in effect right now.
Yeah, not the command center.
And then there's the staging area where more.
Yeah.
This is an enormous operation that is clearly in the millions of dollars.
Yes.
Think about the overtime pay, let alone the hotels, the meals, the per diems.
LOA, that an hour and a half from the city that they're traveling.
Yeah.
And then now how many RCMP are sitting in Vernon right now for these shift changes? Then the fuel and the barricades and the military operation of the drone jammers and the...
Is that what those were? Those strange devices?
Yeah, back there. And then there's some underneath camouflage netting that they're hiding.
Yeah.
Big telescopic devices. They have ladders going in and out of the kill box.
None of that has anything to do with public health. All of that has everything to do with public policy and politics and optics. Those bales of haze got nothing to do with medical.
That's
it's all about, and those hazmat suits, a theatrical.
Optics. Theatrical optics.
Health theater.
Yes.
And that's why it's a flashback for COVID times. Arbitrary, dramatic, scare everybody, but underneath it, no science. Very frustrating.
And we're watching punishment. This is punishment. Theatrical punishment. And this is punishment. This isn't justice. And I think that's what I said to the ostriches that become beacons of hope, and a lot of Canadians and people around the world after COVID can see themselves in these animals. Quarantine.
I was in
isolated,
Texas 2 days ago. They said, "What's up with those ostriches?"
Yeah,
even in America, they're saying, "What's going on up there?"
What's going on with those ostriches?
And not in a
Why
good way.
won't they test them?
This is not a
This
good
is
look
not
for
good for Canada. I said to John Catsimatidis out of New York, we were on the radio yesterday, and said, if this is allowed in Canada and this actually happens, this is a warning for the rest of the world.
Well, it's ostriches today. It's your pet tomorrow.
Absolutely. And they're doing pets already with the 2007, we just talked to a farmer. They killed everything. They killed her dogs. They killed her cats. They killed everything. And that's in 2007 because the stamping out policy has been in effect for 21 years. They've been left unchecked for 21 years, operating in this manner. So again, we need to see the dismantle of Canadian Food Inspection Agency and a rebuild from the ground up with an organization that Canadians can trust.
In just outside Niagara Falls, there's something called Marine Land.
Yes.
And there's all these belugas.
Yeah.
And there was a aquarium that wanted to buy them, but the Canadian government said no. They're basically going to be culled also. Yeah. I don't understand what's going on.
Why are we so willing? Why are we so excited to kill? Yeah, and this is, again, we need a proactive government, not a reactive government, and this is reactive. And I think we need a proactive approach to how we address Dallas Brody, Tara Armstrong, and Jordan Keeley step up first and bring this into the legislature, which was absolutely fantastic, and use their question. But again, the independents get one question every 3 weeks. Why are they limited? And again, this just goes to show the hierarchy within the government levels. And we're protecting the Canadian Poultry Association. So the Canadian Poultry Association is so protected because of supply chain management that they are holding the master key to this. And that is wrong. We need to dismantle that as well. And all levels of the same agricultural sector deserve the same amount of protection, not one area. And that goes with our cattle farmers, our dairy farmers, and all of our fresh produce farmers and our backyard farms. it's we're all up for culling. Yeah.
Last question. Thanks very much for talking with me. I heard earlier that the CBC was doing coverage that you found was unethical.
Yeah.
Are there any allies you have other than citizen journalists and independent media? Have you had any media in the mainstream or even over in other countries that you feel have championed your cause?
Absolutely. New York Post, Washington Post.
Oh, really?
We've had John Catsimatidis in the WABC radio station, and everybody goes, they're so puzzled on how did you get connected with John Catsimatidis and how did this happen? And it's because he's a huge animal welfare advocate, and we developed that relationship through his booker. I was only on his radio station for a few minutes, then that few minutes was another few minutes. That led into a relationship because we believe that these animals deserve the right to be tested, and he has an amazing strong voice. But I would believe that it's the Trump administration. We have where is PETA? Where are these animal activists? Because right now I'd like to say that probably at this farm, we are the largest animal advocates in Canada, because we're using our voices to stand up for the animals that are being abused behind us.
Now, the three media you listed are all American.
Mm-hmm.
Has there been any mainstream support from Canadian media?
Yeah, so we've got coverage from CBC, CTV, and Global News.
But has it been fair?
I want to give a shout out to Global News. Global News has done a very fair description of what's going on here. CTV, shame on you. CTV they will only get public statements from me at this point, and that is from our farm, because they went on to create the division, the oldest tool in the toolbox. So while we're fighting for such an amazing cause for Canadians, they were creating division with a group of 26 people from our local town, and letting them film them and show that they're making statements like they're living near Chernobyl, and living that they're in fear for their fear. You drive down 10 miles into Edgewood. It is peaceful. It is kind. We've done nothing but support the general store and be supportive over locals. Yes, there's been an Edgewood hate group that is not being discussed. The Edgewood hate group has put out there that they were going to burn us out. That they have a sniper. There's a sniper group,
And they call themselves the hate group,
they
right?
Call themselves the hate group, and the RCMP that stand behind us will not investigate this. We've reported them, and it's just grown into something so crazy. I've had death threats that I'm going to be ran off the road, that I'm never going to be seen again, and for what? Shot ostriches, right? We've had 2 ostriches that have been shot with no true what do you call it? Investigation. So we still have the head of the rooster, as they asked us, frozen in the freezer on the quarantine site with the hole and the slit throat with that exit hole. And that head is still sitting there. They never looked for casings. They never followed up. So it's okay. There's so many levels of this that isn't okay, but it's okay to have this happening, and not follow up. But
look at people. I mean, I'm talking to people from all over the country here. Yeah. So you've captured the imagination. I don't know what you think of this comparison, but the last time I felt sort of a festival feeling, grassroots, organic, solidarity. I felt that at the trucker convoy in 2022. I don't know what you think of that comparison, but there's something going on here. What is it?
We're igniting hope back in Canadians. We're reminding the Canadians that they have a voice, and we're reminding Canadians that, I get told all the time, it's like, I'm one person, what can I do? And then they see the one person show up and another person show up, and it's in numbers that we can create change. If we all speak up, we use our businesses, we use our voice just to say, no, we don't need to wait for the government to make the changes that we all deserve. And I think that it's a lot of hope. These ostriches became a beacon of hope, and they're a really odd and strange animal that have become the catalyst in the journey for change. But at the end of the day, I think this is what Canada is about. It's coming in to protect your brothers and your sisters, and our farmers deserve that protection, just like the truckers, just like the healthcare workers that were hailed heroes and then they were victimized or villainized. And here they are, they're trying to do it to the agricultural sector now. We're not going to let us fall. So we're going to stand up for us.
Well, thanks very much for everything you do.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks.
Ezra, while I got here, I want to say thanks for everything you do.
Well, it's Drea. Drea's led the battle.
Yeah,
Drea! Yeah.
I identify as ostrich.
May has done us so proud, and so many reports. And I think the fact that she's done it so much, people, the first time they say ostriches, what's that? But by now, a lot of people know the story.
You've done a fantastic job showing an unbiased approach to on the both sides, because this isn't just about us being right. This is about if they're doing something right, they should be shown for doing something right. But the problem is they're really failing in that. And I don't think they even know their own policy. They don't know their own protocols. And this is the first time that the visual aspect, that they've actually been put under the microscope and they're being watched. And they're failing. And you know what? The Canadian Food Inspection Agency, we are going to hold you accountable, and the world is going to hold you accountable, because the world is watching, the world's going to continue to watch, and that change is going to happen here at Universal Ostrich Farms. So, yeah. We're going to do change for the world.
No word now today?
No word now today? What does that mean? I don't know. There's the level of trust within the government of, I don't know. What does that mean? Yeah. You know, they do work on weekends. We know they kill on weekends. So again, but that's the Supreme Court of Canada, and they rule. So maybe this weekend we get to just hug one another, love one another, exchange energy, and pray lots.
Let's be positive.
For the most amazing Monday. And God gave us another 48 hours to continue to show the world what's really happening at Universal Ostrich Farms. Yeah. So that's good.
Right. Ooh. So live from the Universal Ostrich Farm, Thundra and I are here reporting back to you, making sure you know everything that happens as it happens. Oh, look, buddy's Ken telling. Look. Oh, no. He's digging in the pit here. He's one of the few that are still here up front. A lot of them are in the back. This guy's digging away. We saw some eggs in the field. I don't know if they picked them up yet. But the ostriches are still alive, man. It looks like we're going to be good here for 48 hours. We are here at the ostrich farm. It passed the deadline. Okay, so the Supreme Court hasn't got back to us. What that means is they can't kill these ostriches. Doesn't mean they won't. It just means they shouldn't, according to law. Evidently, they think they're above the law. We'll keep our eyes out all weekend, but I think we might actually get a little bit of sleep this weekend, which is great. And thanks for all your support. We love you. Okay, bye.